Well, welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer, and it's part 7 of this save where I'm managing, I was managing in the third tier of German football, and it's Unterhaching, and they're a team they're in Munich. They're very, very south of the city. So Bayern Munich very north of the city, and Unterhaching very south of the city. One of these days, hopefully, we'll get in the Bundesliga and there will be a big derby game. Well, it'll be a big derby game for us. Okay, so I implore you to go and watch the start of this save. If you've not watched it at all, watch the start of this save. Very, very interesting. But the finances here are very, very, very poor, and it's going to be a very interesting save because I have to keep an eye on that as well as trying to get the team, moving along. And last season we did just that. We got automatic promotion from Division 3 after the season before where they finished bottom of that division. Did a great job with them. It's not the greatest of teams, but anyway, a lot of those players were only on a 1-year contract. So as you can imagine, I gave 1 or 2 new contracts, but most of them were out of the door. I think we had about a 54,000 wage budget, no transfer budget. So again, as you can imagine, lots of free contracts coming in, and we'll have a look at that shortly. So it's going to be a very, very interesting save, this one, trying to balance the having no money whatsoever. The board I think last season they put 3 lots of money in, 500,000, 600,000, 800,000. They put 3 lots of money in to try and keep the club afloat. If we can get into the Bundesliga is swilling with money. We can probably wipe our debts out overnight. That is the target. But this season we are in Bundesliga 2, and the board requirement is avoid relegation at all costs. So the board don't have much faith in the fact that we can stay in there. But anyway, I have done a lot of transfer business. Probably I've done more transfer business in this save with this team than I've ever done in my career as a football manager player. Let's have a look. Well, the first of 3 players that I've taken in on loan, and from Hoffenheim, Luca Hirilainen. I don't know, I'm going to really struggle. We might just have to call him Luke, actually. So he is a 19-year-old Finnish player, right-footed, and he's 6'6", so he can play centre-back, but he can also play through the middle as well. His preferred position is as a half-back. I don't think in all the time I've been playing Football Manager I've ever played a team with a half-back in it. But we shall see. But very, very promising, this lad, 19 years old. And then we got onto the free transfer then. And Oscar Koprowski, that's not too bad. I can get my tongue round that one. So left-footed centre-back. Centre-back was a big problem for us because the players that I had there were either on loan or they were old or their contracts were running out. So this lad has come in, 25-year-old Polish, left-footed only, 6'1", but a left-footed centre-back will do be down to the ground. Once again, none of these players are going to blow your socks off, but for this level, I think I'm building quite a decent team here, while keeping an eye on the transfer, the finances, because I don't want to lose my job because the finances have got out of control. So it's a really big balancing act, this. Another free contract, Dries Kegnu, now 26-year-old Belgian, and he's 6'2", can play centre-back, but importantly, can play right wing-back. So once again, stats not too bad. He's reasonably quick, actually. Got a jumping reach of 16, 6'2". So he's only got an 8 for heading, though. So even though he can jump very, very high, when the ball comes to him, he can't head it. So, but anyway, he's going to play as a right winger, and he's going to be up and down that side. So hopefully he won't need to head the ball. Another centre-back, and you can see where a lot of my focus has been, although to be fair, my focus has been all over the pitch. and there's lots of these signings coming in. We need them to hit the ground running and to gel from day one. Our first game is against Paderborn, and well, it's like, I think it's tomorrow, so we need him to hit the ground running. Rida Bencha, 22-year-old Algerian, centre-half, 6'2", right-footed, so we have a left-footed centre-half and a right-footed centre-half. That can't go wrong, surely. I'm doing my best. Once again, stats are okay. That's about as much as you can say. Italian next, ball-winning midfield player, Gianmarco Basso. Cracking name, Gianmarco Basso. And once again, you know, he's okay. He's physicals are not too bad, mentals are not. I mean, he's, you know, technically not that great, but, you know, once again, I'm paying him £3,500 wages. That was kind of my ceiling, really. A lot of the players that went in for were wanting 10, 12, 15,000 pound a week. So those players would have taken it to the next level. We just can't afford that. 3,500 was my kind of ceiling, really. I think there might be one or two players who've gone a little bit above that, but paid a lot of money in wages for this lad. So he's with us for 2 seasons. His contract runs out in 2026. So as you can see, we're concentrating on midfield now. Another Italian lad, 23-year-old Leonardo Mazza. So those two will be able to converse in midfield. Left-footed this lad. So we've got a left footer, right footer. They can converse in midfield. Never mind about all the German and stuff. These two can just talk to each other on the field in Italian, and everything will be hunky-dory. Well, that's the plan. But 23-year-old, not bad. Mazzala. Can he get his foot in? Not so much, but passing of 13, vision of 12, maybe you can do a little bit of playmaking. Onto the defensive midfielders now. Luca Schlax, German player, capped at under 17 level, 24-year-old. I mean, I'm not reading stats out for you, you know, you can read those yourselves. They're all very, very average players, these, very average players. But he's a 3-star player. Has he got any... we've got him for 2 years as well. Yeah, leading regional division, good Liga 3 player. So he would have been great for us last season. We'll have to see what happens this season. Carmine Cretella. Some great names, isn't there? Great name. Carmine Cretella. That famous movie star from the 1930s. No, he's a 21-year-old Italian midfielder. Box-to-box he likes to play, so that'll do for me. And I've got, you know, nice options in the midfield. I've got Mazzalas, box-to-box, people who can play make. So as you can see, I worked my socks off in the transfer window. My word. I mean, I started with my hopes very, very high, and then they kind of dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. Because a lot of the players that I wanted, like I say, they wanted 12, 15,000 pounds a week, and we just can't afford them. So my old saying is, I'm cutting my cloth, and I'm definitely doing that with a very sharp pair of scissors. Once again, midfield, this lad can play right through the middle, so he is a playmaker, this one. And it's Fer Rodriguez, 21-year-old Spanish lad. He is injured at the moment. More about injuries later on. Football Manager has done its usual buffoonery, and I'm not happy at all. My love-hate relationship with Football Manager never gets any better. I kind of love it more every day, but I hate it more every day as well. It's a strange relationship I have with it. But anyway, another midfield player in. Hertha Berlin, on loan. Tim Hoffman, centre-back. Left-footed again, 6'2". So I've got at least 2 left-footed centre-backs, which I think will see us quite nicely. So he's a 3.5 star. Obviously, the players that are coming in on loan will be younger, but really good quality, and they've, you know, got great potential. But yeah, once again, some great cover at centre-back. 21-year-old Spanish lad, and he just likes to be known by the name of Ferran. Just Ferran, that's all. And, well, he wants to play an inverted wing-back. He won't be playing that with me. We were in the 3rd division. We're in Bundesliga 2 now. There's no room for fancy stuff here, inverted this, that and the other. He's just going to play as a wing-back, up and down that side, Physicals look okay, mentals look okay. He's got an 11 for crossing as well, which at this level is not too bad. But yeah, passing of 15. So he can certainly pass a ball, cross a ball. Hopefully he'll do all right for us on that right-hand side. We're getting near the end of him now, I promise. Another free transfer, Luca Kaiser. And as you would expect, he's German, 19-year-old German. I've got more about that in a second. I'll tell you about that in a second. But yeah, I've had to bring a couple of young lads in as cover up front. So he's a pressing forward, 15 for aggression. So and he's finishing. He's 12, reasonably quick. He's 6 foot. So I mean, he will get some game time. He'll definitely get some game time, but just as cover, really. Another 22-year-old striker from the Netherlands. This lad can play on the wing, right through the centre. Very useful player, actually. Bas Bruckers. And his stats could be better. At 22, I would like to see, you know, that like composure and concentration, anticipation should be at least 2 points in each of those categories higher at 22. But he's one of those players who will sit on the bench and just come on as and when we need. And last but not least, a 17-year-old. Yeah, I know. I've had to. I mean, I was going to say I'm plumbing the depths here, just in age, really. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he will be a very good player, but he's only 17, so he's very, very good on the wing, but can play centre forward as well. So one of those again who, if we get some injuries, he can come in and do a bit of a job. At 17, I don't expect an awful lot of him. And the reason why we're signing all of these strikers? Yep, Football Manager did its usual thing. It always gives you a long-term injury. I always get one. If you're very lucky, it'll be one of the younger players or a reserve team players. No, this time it's Patrick Hobbs, who played virtually every game for us last season, formed a great partnership up front, and, well, he's a 4-star player, and he's out for between 5 and 7 months. Yep, you heard it right. 5 to 7 months. So I don't think we'll be seeing Patrick Hobbs, you know, for the season. And wages, 5,250. It's absolutely skinning us alive, his wages, and we can't play him. Football Manager. I'm saying nothing. I've done a little bit of work on the staffing, not a lot, but one of the older players who was with us, whose contract ran out, was actually the director of football as well. So I've had to bring in a new director of football. So he's a 3-star, Soren Oliver Voigt. So we've got a new director of football in. And the finances, yeah, I am kind of breaking a bit of a rule of my own here. Wage budget of 53,000, just over 53,000. Currently spending 58, committed spending of 55. So not ideal really, but you know, had to bring the players in, you know, particularly, so the game, it works against you all of the time. The game knows that you know, the finances are horrible, that the wage budget can't be breached, and then it takes out one of your best players, 4-star centre forward, virtually for the whole season. So you're then forced to go into the transfer market and sign a couple of young players as backup for him, and that's going to cost you what, 2, 3, 4,000 a week. Like I say, love hate. Overall balance, 1.25 million in the red, but that doesn't seem to be shifting too much. Bit of a cup run this season might cure that for us. I don't know. Okay, well, virtually a brand new team, and we have our first game of the season now. We are going to watch a game today. I won't put 2 on because I don't want this episode to be too long. But it is a home game, so it's Paderborn, and we need to start getting a few fans through the door. None of this 2,000, 3,000 malarkey. We need to start getting that up to 8, 9, 10,000. Whether we can achieve that in Bundesliga 2, I don't know. But we need to start getting bums on seats. The owner has increased ticket prices this season, so they've gone up around 25% or thereabouts. So, you know, we should be bringing a little bit more in. Like I say, 8, 9, 10,000 coming in. But we might not get that until, if and when, we get to the Bundesliga. We'll see in the dugout for the first game. It's Paderborn, Bundesliga 2. It's going to be a tough season, this one, I think. Well, lots of new faces for this game today. We still have Voloth in goal. The back four now is Penny, Kaprowski, Luca. We're going to call him Luca because that's his first name, and I can't get my tongue round his second name. So it's Luca is going to play on the right hand side. Kaignu or Kaignau is going to play as the right wing back. The midfield three are Mishigo, Maza and Schlax. And we've got Holtby still with us. So I think he's on a week-to-week contract. I think we've got 3 players who are on week-to-week contracts. So Holtby's a very good player, but I don't want to give him a new contract because he's going to want a lot of money to stay with us. At the moment, we'll pay him week-to-week and see what happens. And the front two are Lacklier. We all know about Lacklier, scored plenty of goals for us last season. And next to him is Breukers, because obviously Hobbs is out long-term injured, and I don't think we'll see him this season. I'll be very surprised if we do. And I think he's 29, 30, so with a long-term injury like that, whether he'll ever come back and play the same again, I don't know. His contract is up at the end of the season, so we can certainly hope for going into next season we can claw £5,250 back in wages. I mean, some of these players are only on just over £1,000 a week. That would buy us or bring us in 5 new players for the one. Okay, let's get stuck in, shall we? So life in Bundesliga 2 starts here, and well, we are under a little bit of pressure here. Half an hour on the clock. We need to clear that. And I'm saying nothing about that injured player. Obermeyer now working his way for a shot, and that one is that one is just where we want it, over the top and into the crowd. Holtby now, and we do get a chance here. Can we head that ball in the back of the net? We have headed the ball in the back of the net, and Luca, our new right-footed centre-back, has headed his first goal for the club, and let's hope that's the first goal of many. And before that, we played 32 minutes. We'd not had one shot on goal. That generally is something that happens against me. So we've obviously got a threat from corners then, by the looks of it, and we just need to clear this ball. Don't let him. Kapowski there. Nice header away. I'm going to have to learn all of these names now because I've got to commentate on these games. I don't like this. That's very nicely done. Very nicely done. It looks like there's an offside being given there. So half-time arrives. Paderborn have absolutely battered us, and we're winning 1-0. What can you say? Let's just get into the second half, I think. We are going to say that we're pleased. Let's have a look for any tiredness. Kang now at right wing back is looking very tired. So I think we will replace him with Ferran. At half time. Let's just try and keep the players as fit as possible on the pitch. I mean, obviously we've got no European football to worry about. We have got cup games coming up, but other than that, as long as I rest players in between games, we should be okay. The squad size I'm reasonably happy with. So apart from the bench, we've got another 5 players I think off the bench. So squad size is not bad, and I think I've covered most areas. The area I'm most worried about, I think, is striker. Having lost Hobbs for the whole season, he played virtually every game last season, was a really important player for us. In Bundesliga 2, we really, really needed his experience. I've had to draft in players who are 18, 17 even, 17, 18, 19, because you know, really good strikers want far too much money. So Breukers is up top with Lacklier. Whether he can do the same job Hobbs did, I don't know. We'll have to see. But the striking position is a bit of a worry for me. I've only got, apart from Lacklier, I've only got young kids up there. Okay, I think have they got 2 injured players on the pitch? Ball swung in there. That should be very easy for Voloth. I did have a quick look to see whether, we could afford a better keeper. But actually, when I looked at him, he's definitely Bundesliga 2 standard. So I thought, you know what, let's stick with it. Okay, one of our players trips over his bootlaces in the middle of the park. That's never a good sign in Football Manager. So yes, they have got at least one injured player on the pitch, I think. Okay, what we're going to do with this now? Brooker's there. He's going to... That's unlucky. That's unlucky. We could have done with that going in just to give them a little bit of confidence. But we're getting absolutely battered in this game. Paderborn have had 8 shots. Only 2 on target though. But their XG 1.12. Our XG 0.13. Okay, Paderborn now just coming up to the 70th minute in the game. Header there. And I think, did Valath get a touch to that one? I'm not sure that he did. Okay, 71 minutes. Let's see how this team deals with a gegenpress that's on a cautious mentality and a low block. I know, I'm asking an awful lot of them. Okay, Lamy has come on as left fullback on defensive duties now. Basso has come on as the ball-winning midfield player, and one of the new attacking midfield players, Kratella, has come on and replaced Holtby. Okay, so it's all Paderborn now, and that is a direct free kick that... what happened there? Not sure what happened there. The stats, we've had 4 shots, Paderborn have had 11. But the only stat that matters is the one in the top left-hand corner, and it's 1-0 at the moment. Mazza is slightly injured. Yep, we'll bring on Zimmerman, that's absolutely fine. About 10 minutes of this game to go now, including time added on. There's actually 6 minutes of time added on. Are we going to get a win in our first game in Bundesliga 2? We certainly are, and that is a very, very important win, because this team is virtually brand new. All of these players have got to get used to each other. They've got to get used to me, the formation, the tactic. Some of them have maybe never played a gegenpress before. But we've certainly there done a really good job. And as far as momentum goes, that's great. First win at home, Bundesliga 2. I'll take that all day long. Well, this league is definitely going to be a culture shock for some of these players, because there are some very, very good teams in Bundesliga 2. Obviously, the teams that have been in the Bundesliga that get relegated are in here. I mean, that goes without saying, but there are some very, very good teams in here. Teams that are much, much better than we are on paper. So trying to get us mid-table, top half of the table in our first season is going to be a major task. But all at the same time, trying to keep a big eye, it's not one eye, it's a big eye on those finances. Because this is a massive balancing act. You know, it's 50% watch the finances, 50% try and get the right players in the right formation and get the results on the pitch. The board think we're going to get relegated because don't get relegated at all costs. The board think we're going to get relegated. The board have no confidence. But if they don't know the Gobby Gaffer by now, well, they soon will do. Because my ambition is and always will be to overachieve. Let's try and get this team, who are were bottom of the 3rd division at one point. We're now in Bundesliga 2, and we're pushing for a mid-table, top half of the table spot at the end of this season. Get a little bit more money in, and then push forward a little bit more and try and get this team in the Bundesliga. That is the goal, and a big derby against Bayern Munich. We'll see you in the next episode.